Hey guys, Howard here taking a look at Live With Me by the Stones from the classic Get Your Ya-Ya's album out. So I'm looking at the live version here, of course, which I think is a tad bit better, let's say, than the studio version, with the guitar doubling that bass riff, and they're playing it a little bit faster, a little bit more attitude. It just seriously rocks, okay? So obviously there's two guitars flying in and out of this mix, but I'm going to focus on the main guitar and maybe some main guitar bits, some of the cool little lead fills that are in there, and talk about the rhythm guitar part as well, okay? But first we have that riff. There's a couple of different ways that this riff is actually being played. When they started out the gate, they play it exactly like this. But once they're into that second one, they're actually adding a little 16th note rhythm to it to give it a pickup. You can hear it right there if I do it really slow. That's really cool, okay? So I'll put both of those on the tab, of course, so that you can see it. So the opening line is... and then you're right into the second line. So there they are, back to back. Now, once they've added that little 16th note in there, that's pretty much the way it's played throughout the rest of the tune, okay? And I'll talk about how they actually come out of it before they hit the E to the G chord, okay? But first, let's talk about that rhythm guitar part, those little jabs. Right, that's played right over the top of it. And then as it progresses, he starts kind of getting a little bit more rhythmic with it. That type of thing, okay? Just keep it loose. It's the Stones, right? So nothing is written in stone. No pun intended, but there you go, okay? So when they come out of this riff, okay, into the chorus, they do an ascending line in there that leads them to the E chord, which sounds pretty cool. So let me show you that as well. So coming out of that last go-around before they hit the chorus, what they play is this. I'll play one go-around and then what they do as a lead-in. So it's pretty cool stuff, okay? And that is a really cool little pattern. So let me show you that one on the tab real slow as well. And you can play that. You can use different fingers or whatever like I did, or you can just use three or just one, right? Whatever you want. But that locks into the E to the G chord again. So nice and slow. Okay, so obviously that's just an E chord to a G chord, and just keep it nice and loose, nice and flowing, and it'll sound really good. You can kind of just drive it if you want with downstrokes. And then we go into a standard Chuck Berry A boogie pattern, which you can see on the tab. I'm guessing most people know how to play that one. And then we head back to the E and the G again. then we hear this cool little Chuck Berry style lead fill. It's the loudest thing, at that part in the recording, so I wanted to include it. So that's pretty cool. I'll slow that down for you. It's all at the 17th fret, the G string and the B string, so you gotta kind of shove your fingers in there, right? You're bending the G string only, the B string stays stationary, and we do it like this. With that little slide off at the end, okay? And you just let those notes run together as nasty as possible. That's the best way to look at it, okay? Then we're looping through the song. We're just heading right back to all the main stuff that we already did. Okay, now there's a second lead fill in here that I think is just super, super cool, so I want to give that one to you. I think the last one is pretty much the same as the second one. I'm not sure. I'll have to check that out. But in any event, you can hear it the clearest and the up front the most in the mix on the last one, okay? But this is a really cool double stop lick, so let me show you that. So we're playing the chorus as usual. Right, that's just such a cool lead break, and it's just built entirely on double stops. So let me put it up on the screen for you and just play it nice and slow. And in the recording, it sounds like there's a little pull-off or something in there, like maybe he just slipped off the string or whatever, but I think that's the cleanest way to play it. Once again, nice and slow. It's a very cool, slippery lick, to say the least. So there you go with Live With Me by the Rolling Stones from Get Your Ya-Ya's Out. It's a pretty easy tune to play. I mean, there's a couple of little tidbits like that double stop fill and maybe those 16th notes can be a little bit tricky, but I think it's a great tune for intermediate players. It's a lot of fun to play. It's just got a couple of parts, and so there you go.